Hey, I've been continuing to use my Steam Deck and it has been fantastic for chilling out away from my desk. Here's some RPGs I recommend giving it a try on the Steam Deck.
Have fun!
And I'm trying to focus on more pure RPGs because nearly everything has RPG elements these days. Okay, now I'm going to start with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Whether you've played the original Final Fantasy VII or not, everyone can enjoy this for different reasons. Now, it's not perfect. This game does have some pacing issues.
Like I give a shit.
It is the first 5 hours or so of the original game stretched out, but it is absolutely worth the build-up just to experience those jaw-dropping larger moments. Yeah! I'm hoping to finally do a full video on 7 Remake in the future. I'll have to get that in before Rebirth comes out. But performance is overall good, but you'll push the Steam Deck to its limits in the more crowded areas, so you might want to turn down the number of character models on screen at once, and I'd recommend keeping the frame rate to 40 FPS. It is much more consistent, which is great for those reaction-based combat moments.
Words to live by.
Okay, next up, Yakuza 0. So this entire game is a prelude to the Yakuza series. It's all about life in the 80s in a fictional city based on Japan. Even if you've never played any Yakuza game before, I think you'll very quickly fall in love with some of the characters and the goofy story here. Take it from me, this was the very first Yakuza game I ever played, and I enjoyed it so much, I'm working my way through the entire series now.
Shut up and take my money!
Plenty of RPG stuff, lots of minigames and side activities. The brawler combat is decent. It can be a bit hit and miss, but really strong battle music helps hold it up. And one last thing, there's only Japanese voice acting, which I can understand might put some people off. Elden Ring? Duh, I mean, this RPG has won more awards and Game of the Year trophies than I have died in this game, and that's a very high number. It is a great open world RPG, it does open world right. Yes, you will occasionally find the same reused dungeon layout or boss, but it's good. One thing I hate in other open world games is being presented a map with loads of objectives to tick off. With Elden Ring, you're exploring and discovering the world for yourself. Elden Ring holds its grounds and sticks to its roots. It's challenging, doesn't cater to everyone, and it's not apologetic about it. Must have played through Elden Ring about 7 times at launch. Being a proper RPG at its core, there's so many different builds to experiment with, and I'm still playing this even now. I'm currently doing a co-op run with friends with the Seamless Co-op mod, and I can guarantee I'll play through this many more times. It plays great, but I like to lower the settings a little bit and drop the frame rate to 40 FPS again, just to get that more consistent performance. Hey, I'm trying to grow the channel, I'm trying to reach 10,000 subs, so any help would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Now, I'm a big fan of the Darksiders series with its gothic dark fantasy art style. So, these action RPGs actually started off being compared to Zelda. Darksiders even earned the nickname Dark Zelda, while by the end with number 3, the developers started drawing a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls. Darksiders 2 is my personal favourite. You play death itself and it's really fun, and I just get sucked into the universe. I mean, come on, you're playing as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and fighting undead, demons and angels. It is pretty awesome. This was the first game I ran into some hiccups with. In the properties of Darksiders 2, I had to swap to an experimental version of Proton to get this to work, but it works fine after that. Now The Witcher 3, you don't have to play the previous Witcher games to enjoy this. In fact, number 1 is a bit dated now. It's just a great RPG. It's based on the Polish books, but I think it's more likely you've seen the Netflix Witcher series, which is also based on the books but different. It's more open world, but there's a great attention to detail in that world. You can enter and explore so many buildings in a city, and side quests are actually good. And hey, playing the card game Gwent is perfect for the Steam Deck.
Not a bad idea.
But it is the main overarching story with the Wild Hunt itself that really blew me away. Of course, I've got to squeeze more Final Fantasy into my list with these pixel remasters. Now, in the past, we've been sold some really dodgy versions of these Final Fantasies. I always point to the Final Fantasy VI port, where the original art style was completely ruined and sprite tiles didn't even line up correctly. But these pixel remasters are the real deal. They're rebuilt from the ground up with proper widescreen support, remastered soundtracks, and pixel-perfect visuals. These are perfect for chilling on the Steam Deck. So there's 6 Final Fantasy games here. I recommend number 6 the most. I think it's got the best story and characters. But number 5 has the best customization system to play with, and that is its job system. 4 is really good too, with some legendary Final Fantasy characters. Check out my Final Fantasy tier list for more specifics on each one. I love the Persona series. Right, personally wouldn't play the version of number 3 offered on Steam, the portable version. I know you'd think the portable version would be good for a Steam Deck, but it's really not. I've got another video on why it's just not the best version of 3, and it looks like we might be getting a remake of 3 soon anyway. My experience with the Persona series started with Persona 4 Golden on the Vita, and that's the one I'd recommend the most. So these are all RPGs where you play high school students who spend their evenings battling shadow monsters by summoning their personas. Personas are powerful beings and manifestations of their inner selves. And you do all this while balancing your schoolwork and social life, with both sides of the game affecting each other. Like, building up a certain type of friendship may enhance the power of certain personas. They're 100-hour long turn-based RPGs, and the storytelling and characters really suck you in. Make sure you've got some proper headphones for your Steam Deck just so you can blast the Persona tunes. I've been completely hooked on this series. I used to play these every night on my Vita or Steam Deck, and I'd be missing out on so much sleep just to play some more Persona. Now, Nier Automata is where worlds collide. We've got the literal masters of fantasy, Square Enix, and Platinum Games, who make the slickest games out there. These two developers have come together to make Nier Automata. So this is all about androids in a battle with machines from another world, and these machines have driven humanity from the planet. Sounds crazy, but it's pretty great. Storytelling is gut-wrenching, music is brilliant, and gameplay is super slick. Something a little bit more old school, Dragon Quest XI. It's a brilliant JRPG with turn-based combat. Basically, you play the reincarnation of a legendary hero who's branded Darkspawn, and you're left with no choice but to run away with everyone hunting you down. The game is filled with nostalgic Dragon Quest references, but take it from me, you do not need any previous Dragon Quest experience. This was the very first Dragon Quest game I've played, and I was addicted to this. Even after I finished the main story, there's an end game that extends the story, which is really enjoyable. Brilliant for a Steam Deck. Now, the Deus Ex series has some pretty legendary RPGs. Human Revolution is a prequel to Deus Ex, and it can also be considered a soft reboot for the series. It's a true RPG, you'll make choices, customize your robotic augmentations for different playstyles, and you can explore every nook and cranny for materials. This game nails the atmosphere and gives a horrific insight into a perhaps not so distant future where robotic augmentations are the hot new thing. I loved Human Revolution. I just wish Square hadn't dropped the ball with the follow-up Mankind Divided, because ironically that left a lot of gamers divided and it killed this new series.
I never asked for this.
Some other quick mentions. Final Fantasy IX, I didn't want to cram too many Final Fantasy games into my list. Undertale, go into Undertale blind. Yes, the graphics aren't amazing, but it's a must play if you enjoy RPGs. Ni no Kuni 2, the spiritual successor to Dark Cloud. I love this game's kingdom management. Chrono Trigger, I played this JRPG for the first time recently, and it was still awesome. Cyberpunk 2077, if you haven't already played Cyberpunk, do it. It is in a good state. There's some generic open world BS, but it's still a great game. I haven't tested Live Alive or Octopath Traveler 2 on a Steam Deck, but I played them on the Nintendo Switch and I'd recommend those two. Those are two more recent RPGs. Okay, I've exhausted all my recommendations. Let me know your favourite RPGs to play on the Steam Deck in the comments, and peace for now.